These are all linear equations. And if we look at the notes all the way through, everything here is going to be x to the first power. We're eventually going to get to inequalities. We're going to get to absolute value inequalities. We're going to be graphing lines. We're going to be writing equations in slope-intercept form, perpendicular lines, so on and so forth. So that's what we're dealing with in this section. And then next section we get to when x is not to the first power. We have x squared, we have x cubed. We'll do things like factoring, multiplying polynomials, dividing them, things like that. So kind of more in the heart of algebra that you see. So as we start this one here, this is just a one-step equation. What do I do to solve for both sides for 1a? Yep, I just add my 9. And once you add 9, suppose you wanted to check your answer. How do you check your answer? Plug it back in. I know it sounds basic. It's not in my family. Okay? So my kids, they take a math test. They come home. I say, how did you do? They say, I don't know. And I say, not good enough. Like, well, what do you mean? The teacher didn't grade you. I said, I don't care. I said, you should know how you did because excellent mathematicians know how to check their answer in any and every situation. I gave you enough time to take the test last Thursday, right? So there's time in my class to check your answers. And excellent mathematicians know how to do it. So please take the opportunity to check your answers if you can. Okay? Letter B is different because I have a 3 halves in front. Anybody know how I get rid of the 3 halves in front? Yeah, so you see it's dividing by 2, so you can multiply by 2. And because it's multiplying by 3, I divide by 3. So if you see a fraction in front, you multiply by the reciprocal. That's often one that people forget how to use. The 2's reduced, the 3's reduced, I get x is equal to. And as you handle this 24 over 1 times 2 over 3, we multiply by the top, we divide by the bottom. So 24 times 2 is 48, and 48 divided by 3 is 16. Letter C looks easy, but I have people make mistakes here. What do I do to both sides? I'm going to add 4. Now, as I add 4, I want you to understand why people make a mistake here. Notice that the operation is addition, and yet I'm still adding. I don't look at the operation, I look at the value of the number. Because the 4 has negative value, I add. Whereas here, the 9 has negative value, so I add. Okay? So those situations. Now we get to two-step equations. I'm going to move the 18 first by subtracting 18. I get x over 3 is equal to negative 5. When I say x over 3, that means x divided by 3. How do we get rid of dividing by 3? Yep, we multiply by 3. We get x is equal to negative 15. Next one, the x is just on the other side. It's no big deal. You can keep the x's on the right or on the left. It's up to you. I'm going to add 36 to both sides. And I get 57 is equal to negative 3x. Divide both sides by that negative 3. And I get negative 19 is equal to x. I'd like you to try letter C on your own. See what you can come up with for letter C on your own. Go ahead. Sure, everybody subtracted 15 to get negative 5/3 x equal to negative 60. And then, as Bella was saying before, I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal, which is negative 3 over 5. Make sure you multiply by a negative as well, because multiplying by that negative will make the negatives cancel. The 5's reduced, the 3's reduced, I'm left with just x. Remember, we multiply by the top, divide by the bottom. Negative 60 times negative 3 is 180 divided by 5 is 36. Did you get 36? Good. All right. There's two ways to do problem 3a. what way would you start with? What would you do first? You could divide by 4. I'm going to start the way that most people say. You could distribute the 4. That's what a lot of people say. They're going to do what Isabella says. But we distribute the 4 to get 4x minus 32 is equal to 28. And now you have a basic two-step equation. Add your 32. You get 4x is equal to 60. Divide by 4. You get x is equal to 15. But I think the problem is easier if we do what Bella says. We have 4 times x minus 8 is equal to 28. Because it's 4 times everything, you could just divide the 4 off right away. Because it's 4 times everything. So now the 4 is reduced, giving you x minus 8 is equal to 7. Add the 8, we get x is equal to 15. Notice in both situations we do get x is equal to 15. Another great way to check your answer, let's say you try solving it one way and you're unsure, go ahead and solve it another way and see if that works out. Letter B, before I divide both sides by 3, I should first move the 6. So I'm going to subtract the 6 over to get 3 times x minus 1 is equal to 12. And now you can distribute that 3, or you can divide the 3 off. I'm going to divide the 3 off to get x minus 1 is equal to 4. Add the 1, x is equal to 5. Please try letter C on your own. Are you done with your study guide?
My study guide?
Yeah.
That
Okay.
was my homework, not the study guide.
All right. Please look up, tell the person next to you, what did I do wrong? Talk to somebody around you, what did I do wrong? Tell somebody, talk about it, go. Okay, what did I do wrong? Yeah,
You added the 4 plus 2 first.
why can't I do that?
Order of operations.
Order of operations says that multiplication must be performed before the addition. Exactly. So it might be tempting to do that, but we can't do that. So many people subtracted the 4 right away to get 2 times x plus 10 is equal to 20. Divide by 2, x plus 10 is equal to 10. Subtract the 10, x is settled. And if you plug in 0, it does in fact work. Letter D, you can divide both sides by 3 and get 2x plus 7 is equal to 14. As you subtract the 7, 2x is equal to 7. Divide by 2, x is 7 halves. 7 halves is the same as 3.5. I don't care which one you write. That's up to you. I'm not a big fan of 3 and 1/2. I'm not a big fan of mixed numbers, but improper fractions or decimals just fine. How about letter E? This is a little bit different because I got a subtraction sign there. What do I have to do with that subtraction sign? How do I distribute it? What does it mean to distribute a subtraction sign?
It would be negative.
Yeah, you multiply through by a -1. Be very careful with that. So it's 4, it's minus x, it's minus 9 is equal to 15. So I distribute the subtraction sign to both the x and the 9. Now I can combine like terms. 4 and -9 make -5. Add the 5. got another visitor, I'm very popular today, is equal to 20. Divide by -1, x is -20. X is -20. Please go ahead and do letter F on your own. Letter F is where we stop today. Hello. You are going to be in my first hour from now on. That's just fine. Yep. So today we did a lesson. I recorded it. I will post it online for you to be able to watch. Again, you don't have a test until Friday. Do you have your study guide?
Yes.
You did receive a study guide.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I just had a question and one problem, but I
Okay.
can ask them.
You can have time to do tomorrow, but I will make sure I post that for you. You should see it by about 3:30 tonight, okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for checking in. Have a great day. Did you get 7? I distribute my -2. I combine the 8 and the -10 to get -2, and I solve from there. Again, I want to check that answer. 7 plus 5 is 12, times 2 is 24, and 8 minus 24 is -16. So it checks out for me. If you turn in your homework, mess that up like that. But you can see it says linear equations, this worksheet here. And you could really work through section 3 right now. Don't worry about section 4 yet. That's something that we are going to talk about tomorrow. I know that a lot of these seem to like review, but just to be clear, tomorrow we want to be able to handle problems like this. And I know that they look complicated. Tomorrow they're going to feel simple. You're going to be like, I don't know how to do that. And I'm going to show you, you're like, oh, I never realized it was that easy. We'll make it nice and easy for you. So go ahead and try a couple of those. I'll see if I can get you to be posted. Yeah. Yes, without a doubt. No, you can definitely do this.
Okay.
So as I look forward, I'm saying, what class are you going to be taking next year in college? And as I think about that, the type of work that your professors might show, I want you to see both so that if you see it, you're like, oh, okay, I remember I can do that. I don't choose to do that, but I know I can if I want.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Okay. Somebody was asking about you today. I have an 8th grader in my flex. I'm trying to remember her name, but she wanted to talk about you.
Who?
I don't know, but she thinks you're pretty cool. I'm kind of embarrassed, but I don't know all the names of my 8th graders yet. And
Is it a boy or a girl?
it was a girl. I'm going to figure it out. First, I'm going to get the answer key from Miss Gina here.
Thanks.
Looks like a student made this answer key for me a few years ago. So if you see something wrong, maybe it might be a mistake. Okay. Oh, her name is Tresser? Tresser? Last name is Mint? Mint?
Yeah, what about it?